Who are the influences on your wrestling style, your wrestling development?
Yeah, from a young age, my one of my first coaches, Mike Wanger and Clay Wanger, they were always huge on top wrestling. And um for most of the guys it was, it was just like your traditional bars and stuff like that. But um like I said before, me and Chris Ernest kind of like grew up together and trained together, and we we always took like a focus on the like leg riding aspect. So I mean, from the time I started learning how to like take a penetration shot, I was also learning how to ride legs. And so I think that's where that part comes from. But the rest of it is, I think like I said, I love wrestling. I also just love to watch it. Like I watch probably every NCAA finals, every match that's been televised at NCAA since I started watching wrestling. But I think it's probably a collective of just everything I've seen. I also like watching like the foreign guys a lot. So just trying to pick up a bunch of things from them and then playing around with it, like just play wrestling, just adding my little twist onto it. Yeah, just I don't know if there's one person I'd say in particular, just collective, a
Sure,
lot of matches
sure.
watched.
And man, we've seen your cradle on display. I'm like looking. I'm like, okay, it almost feels like jujitsu. You're like watching this match, and you're like, he's on top, he's trying for a cradle, but there's no way. And then it's like, are his hands locked? Oh my God, his hands are locked. Where did this come from? And then I noticed you look like you're trying to do an arm. Leg will be on I think the left side. You're working an arm bar on the right, or some, right? You do like an arm bar to a cradle. Am I seeing this right? With the leg in? Sorry to give all your
Yeah, I
secrets
don't
away,
really
but it's on
know
the
what
internet.
yeah. The I don't know what the exact terminology would be. It just like kind of just like fish the arm through and you know use my length to my advantage. But yeah, that was just like I said, just playing around, feeling things out. I used to get like a lot of cradles locked up in that kind of position, but everyone would just, or when I'd wrestle with bigger guys in the room, they would just break my lock. So I had to like figure out a way to do it where it was harder for them to break my lock. And I think it just, after playing around with it a bunch, I just felt that. And it works sometimes.
It does. Is that situation the kind of thing where like you're playing around, right? I'm sure you're making big adjustments or small adjustments. Is it like just one adjustment where you're like, oh, I did whatever, and now look, I can get this, or is it just all a combination of little adjustments along the way?
Yeah, definitely just a bunch of little adjustments. And I think wrestling and trying it with like a bunch of different feels is also a part of it. Like if you wrestle the same guy every day with it, like, and you can get it on that one guy, like you're only going to feel that one uh, defense to it. So I think just wrestling like a bunch of guys and different sizes too. Like I remember in high school is when I figured out kind of how to hit that cradle. It was, I think the first time I ever tried it was wrestling with one of our like 175 pounders when I was like a 132, just like not live or anything, just sparring after practice. And he was obviously a lot stronger than me. So I had to figure out a way to cradle him without him breaking my lock. But I think that's actually where I first thought of it. Just like how can I turn him without him just squeezing me?
Yeah, that's fantastic. You seem like the kind of guy who thinks about wrestling a lot. Like when you're not
Yeah.
wrestling, do you think about wrestling and positions or stuff exactly what we're describing, and like almost work on it mentally?
Yeah, I definitely do. And it used to be a lot more because I think it could also be exhausting, just constantly thinking about wrestling. But since I've moved up to Cornell, it's like there's a lot more obviously going on in my life than just wrestling. So,
Yeah.
wrestling isn't everything. So I think taking a little step away from that has been a huge part in my development. And yeah, but it is definitely on my mind a lot.
Yeah, well, and Ivy League school, like you got to use this brain power for books and studying and class and tests and stuff. I'm sure. So, but that'll keep you busy. Speaking of Cornell, though, Tell me through the recruiting process a little bit. If you knew you wanted to go to Cornell, or if somewhere along the way there was a reason that drew you there.
Mhm. Yeah, at first there was like before I got recruited, there wasn't really like anywhere that I need to go here. I was just kind of open from the start, and then um I ended up visiting Cornell was my last visit, and I actually had like strep throat on my visit. So like it was I was just kind of cooped up and on Julian Ramirez's couch for the entire time. So
Terrible.
but I still knew even with that this was a place for me. Just the coaches and just like observing the team as a whole. There's just, everyone was just so close and just treated me like I was one of them, and it was just unlike anything I'd seen from my other visits. So I knew right away that this is where I wanted to be.
Where were your other visits?
I took visits at UVA, NC State, Purdue, Oklahoma, and Cornell.
Okay. Okay. Cool. And then I think it was the beginning of your senior year, or the first semester, I guess, beginning of the wrestling season that year. You wrestled in the Clarion Open, is that right? Did you
Yeah,
wrestle in the Clarion Open in high school? So
yeah, I
that's your
did.
first taste of a college event. What were your expectations coming into that event, being a high school or wrestling college guys?
Um, I was confident that I could do pretty well. At that point, I'd been training with Ian Miller a lot,
Yeah.
and he's coaching up at Western Reserve right now in Ohio. So I would make the drive over there, and he was very helpful for me my senior year, and just you know getting to that next level from high school to college wrestling. So I was wrestling with him a lot, and he was just like he was very helpful. So I knew that I could hang with them, and obviously like I didn't end up winning the thing or anything like that, but
Yeah, you
it,
did well
it
though.
was it was fun. I definitely took a loss there, but it was fun.
Yeah. So I guess now going on to Ian Miller and wrestling with him, because he said, I think you said something like he helped me make a jump, or he helped me really get prepared for college.
Yeah,
Is that a mentality on the mat? Is that understanding certain positions? Like, or can you maybe quantify what you mean by exactly how he helped you get better mentally, physically, tactically, etc.?
yeah. I think just like I would just wrestle with him. So we would go. I would meet up with him, and a lot of days it was just like you know put on the shoes and spar for an hour,
Yeah.
45 minutes, and then maybe hit 10, 15 minutes of live. And at first it was like you know he's just messing me up every single day, and it's frustrating. And I'm pretty competitive too, so like I don't really care who I'm wrestling. Like I don't want to get messed up. So I was just I think just it really pushed me to like figure out like how am I gonna wrestle this guy. Like the hand fighting was different. Like it's different than wrestling like a high school kid. Obviously like, he's really good, multiple time All American. So it was like how am I gonna hand fight him? Like how am I gonna keep him off my legs? I'm getting inside trip to my back every 5 seconds. Like how do I stop this?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He was a beast, man.